What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Today, we're talking about fiber use during the weight cut. This is a part of our Peak Week series, so make sure to subscribe to this channel to follow along. We're going to be discussing the most optimal protocols for weight class oriented athletes that anybody can use this information to live a healthier, more fit, more active, leaner lifestyle. With this video, I want to discuss the need for fiber during peak week. Now, what's the problem? Most weight cutting mentalities are to eliminate fiber during peak week, during the water depletion stage specifically. So what happens? We see most athletes wind up falling onto a ketogenic style diet in that they stop eating fruits, they stop eating vegetables in many ways, they eat high fats, high proteins, but really they don't eat any fibrous carbohydrate sources for a multitude of reasons. And let me further explain. They drop carbs and drop fiber because carbohydrates bind with water and fiber is thought to also bind with water. So the leading method or the leading thought process behind this method is if we drop carbs and we drop fiber, the body will hold on to less water. Therefore, it will be easier to make weight. That is a flawed assumption. Further, they typically drop sodium also for the same reason, because sodium attracts water and the athlete individual will be holding more water hypothetically as a result of sodium ingestion. That's not the topic of today. The topic is fiber. So let me stay on track here. Almost every, and I don't know if I know any weight cut specialist that doesn't start to reduce fiber. And I'm sure there's a few, I'm just not familiar, but the vast majority of the protocols is to reduce fiber during the weight cut. Now, we have never reduced fiber. And if you follow our 3 weeks to shredded program, which was designed for weight class oriented athletes peaking for weight class oriented mixed martial arts or combat competition, we always increased fiber. Always. We increase fiber during training camp the closer we get to the scale for a multitude of reasons, and we have no care, no concern, no thought on fiber's ability to attract water. Now, this is a flawed assumption, and let me explain. The reason fiber is dropped, as I've had conversations with some who do this, and I disagree completely. I can't say it enough. And hopefully by the end of this video, you're with me here on why you must keep fiber in the diet for an athlete cutting weight. You must increase fiber for an athlete who's cutting weight. Stop worrying about fiber binding with water. It binds with water in the digestive system, which is a good thing because it then pulls that water out of the digestive system and into the toilet. Does nobody see that? Does nobody understand that? Fiber is on a travel course through your digestive system. Fiber is a big push broom. It's a team of maintenance workers with big push brooms going through your entire digestive system with these massive push brooms that also have sponges on them that attract to water. So not only is it pulling the water out with it because the fiber attracts water, it's also pulling any impacted bulk food matter that is still sitting inside the digestive system. The net total weight reduction for increasing fiber is higher, not lower, not even neutral. The higher the fiber, well, within reason, but athletes with optimal fiber intake will lose more total body weight without going to dehydration methods. That right there should be full stop. But let me go further. Most athletes on a low fiber diet have a problem digesting their low fiber foods, which tend to be protein, chicken, steak, eggs, fish, jerky, protein bars. These foods are harder to break down, specifically in the absence of fiber, and also much slower to move through the digestive system. So now this impacted bulk food matter is now stuck in the digestive system longer, not being properly broken down, digested, absorbed in this low fiber state. Like, yikes to all of this, right? Yikes to all of this. So why would one not consume fiber during peak week? And I spoke with an athlete this week, or I spoke with an athlete's coaches this week, who was on a very low fiber diet while cutting a massive amount of weight. This athlete hit the wall early. This athlete hit the wall on Tuesday after a hard Monday. The body's just shutting down. So I'm going to answer questions here. Now, I could have brought science, peer-reviewed studies to support the positive impact of fiber. I can equally bring in a bunch of peer-reviewed scientific studies that show a negative impact on fiber. In fact, I can bring in peer-reviewed scientific studies that show anything I want on nearly every topic I want to bring to the table. So I will simply tell you what factually works. I will state my case, and then you can take it or leave it. I don't care. But I will tell you the truth. Always. Always. And that is the truth. We must increase fiber. Fiber should be, in general, in excess of 30 grams per day. Hopefully titrating towards 40 and possibly even 50, coming from high fiber foods, high fiber whole foods, high net nutrient, high fiber, healthful whole foods. Now, here's a little bonus for those who stayed on long enough. We want to get most of this fiber from carbohydrate-rich foods, such as fruit. Fruit is probably the best way to get fiber, and some grain. We do some oats. We do some quinoa. During our peaking program, absolutely we do. But also we do a bunch of fruit. We do a bunch of veg also. Point is, if you want to compete optimally, remember, you are a biological organism. You are a cellular organism. You cannot neglect that simply because your theory says that's better. Fiber binds to water, therefore fiber bad. Carbohydrates bind to water, therefore carbohydrates bad. Sodium binds to water, therefore sodium bad. Eliminating fiber, carbohydrates, and sodium during peak week shows very clearly a lack of knowledge in the body, in the business. And I say that transparently, but hopefully to help athletes out there who are going on these low fiber, no carb, no sodium diets, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days before they have to weigh in and then go and compete in a combat sport. Does this make any sense? We should be depriving athletes, biological organisms, of such essential nutrients simply because the coach doesn't know how to get the water off any other way. So they will starve the athlete, rob the athlete of vital nutrients for days and sometimes weeks at a time because the coach doesn't know how to get the water off any other way. It's easy. The body will work for you if you work with the body. So let me answer some brief questions here. Sean says, fiber cleans out the garbage in the digestive system, making weight cut smoother. That is not untrue. What are the best or top foods that have good amounts of fiber? Fruit is always a great go-to. Fresh fruit. Melon? Our athletes eat melon throughout the week. They eat berries throughout the week. Whatever's fresh, local, in season. We're trying to eat as much of that as possible. We eat oats every single day. We have the breakfast bowl. Oats with chia seeds and hemp seeds, both fiber dense, with berries, also fiber dense. We have eggs and omelets with tons of veggie, peppers and onions and mushrooms and spinach and kale and squash and all the delicious. This is every day following our 3 weeks to shredded program, especially towards the end. Bobby C, good afternoon. 5 weeks into the 12-week program and 26 pounds down. Awesome. Do I have to eat my snacks if I'm not hungry, or do I just force them down? LOL. So Bobby C is 5 weeks in to our 12-week Living Lean program. Click the link below to check it out. Learn more. Bobby C's down 26 pounds in just 5 weeks. And he's saying, do I have to eat my snacks if I'm not hungry? He's saying, God darn, there's so much food on this. Do I have to eat all this food, Mike? I just lost 26 pounds in 5 weeks, and you're feeding me so much damn food. I don't want to eat it all. Does this not tell the whole story, my friends, when I'm talking about weight cutting and what happens when you deprive biological organisms of essential nutrients? The body does not work with you. You must work with the body, as Bobby C is proving to us right now with his comment. So to answer Bobby, I would say, please do your best to eat these snacks. We want you optimally nourished, not moderately and certainly not undernourished. I want you to eat as much high net nutrient, healthful, whole foods as possible. And then I want you to express yourself athletically to the utmost potential. Move your body, train your body, strain with your body, sweat, heave, heft, hoe, push, pull, crawl, tumble, climb, spar, leap, bound, all of it. All of it. Let's try and build up a little more appetite to enjoy these great foods that you're going to be down over 30 pounds in 8 weeks, possibly closer to 40. Love it. Love it. Lauren says, how often should you take Psyllium Husk? That's up to you. It can be daily. It can be timely. It can be spread throughout your week or so. In general, think of your life with a 36-hour bubble around it. So what does this mean? Where you stand right now, 36 hours ago and 36 hours from now, should represent your snapshot of nutrition. Okay? We're thinking of our nutritional ingestion in a bubble around us that's 36 hours past and future. This is the amount of food you should be eating. You should be hitting your general targets over a 3-day period with yourself in the middle, approximately 36 hours from and to. So with that, we want to make sure we're hitting our general optimal averages in every category over that 3-day period. Now, your protein may or may not go up. Your carbs may or may not go up. Your fat may or may not go up. Your fiber may or may not go up. Your manganese and your calcium and your phosphorus and your iodine and your B6 may or may not go up. Meal to meal, hour to hour, even day to day. But over a 3-day period, we want to make sure you're hitting all of the benchmarks of nutrient intake, micro and macro. So keeping that in mind, I'd say a little fiber sprinkled into a glass of water at night before bed. Well, that's a great thing to do. You will even see, those of you following the online version of 3 weeks to shred it, you'll see that psyllium fiber is actually added to your oats in the morning. We actually add fiber to a fiber-rich food. I will say 3 weeks to shred it has a 100% success rate in successfully delivering the world's greatest athletes to the scale on weight, on time, every single time. And that must be weighted when I say and show you, and every athlete I've ever had will testify to this. It's a fiber-rich environment that is most necessary for optimal weight cutting success. Fiber-rich. Jesse Lee. Wow, perfect timing. I'm fighting at 155, July 30th. Glad you moved up. And I'm at 60, easy money with the Dolce diet. Won't cut any water to make 55. Could I comfortably, in your opinion, make 45? Well, I mean, comfortable is relative. It wouldn't be as comfortable as making 55 because we'd have to squeeze you out a little bit. I love you at 155 with your height, with your length, with your body size. I think you are a perfect size 55 pounder who is tough enough and disciplined enough to make 45. I would not suggest you stay at 45 unless there's big money on the line. Gurpreet, hi, I got 2 weeks left on 3 weeks to shred it. Let's go, Gurpreet. Andrew, could you make a video on weight cutting for wrestling and weighing in multiple times? Absolutely. We actually have Anthony Knock competing in Fargo right now in the 120-pound 16U division. So we've dealt with this in the Fargo tournament. There's 2 weigh-ins, right? 2 weigh-ins back-to-back, Friday, Saturday. So yeah, I can absolutely do that. We work with tons of wrestlers around the world. Would you recommend wild venison meat on 3 weeks to shred it? Absolutely. On my 5th serving of fruit today, it's only lunchtime. I'm okay with my opponents not knowing this. I know, Jesse, true. We don't want to give the secret sauce. Learning a lot, sir. Troublesome. Happy that you're here. Gurpreet, it sounds like I'm lying, but I'm losing body fat on 3 weeks to shred it, and I'm literally full, struggling to get meals in. This is exactly what we talk about. This is exactly what we talk about. The number one complaint on our programs is there's so much food. Do I have to eat all this food? I don't think I can eat all this food. I've never eaten this much food before and lost weight. How? I can't believe I lost 10 pounds in the last 2 weeks by eating more food than I've ever eaten before. The second biggest complaint, I have to buy all new wardrobe. I didn't plan to buy all new clothes. I have to buy all new clothes. Nothing fits me anymore. I can't believe how much weight I've lost. Nothing fits me anymore. That is a true story, by the way. Andrew, holy blank, I did not know he was one of your clients. Who I'm assuming you mean Nick Lentz. Yeah, I very happily worked with Nick Lentz when he was fighting at 145 pounds. It was always a pleasure. Nick was always just a dedicated, hardworking man, real man. Just went about the business of doing his work. He never complained and fun to be around. I really enjoyed the time because you spend this time, this intimate time with these humans. I really enjoyed spending the time with Nick during fight weeks and such. All right, guys and gals, that is it. I appreciate you being here. Remember, click the links below. You want to join my inner circle for uncensored takes on what's really happening in the health and fitness world, where I blow off the top of many issues right now that I cannot freely express on social media for fear of deplatforming. Everything is 100% honest. I tell you the truth without sugarcoating it. So I apologize if it hurts your feelings. And I just want to bring you the most current information, as well as all of what we call the Dolce method, our way to get you in amazing shape, the lifestyle hacks and tricks. That is the inner circle. Just click the link below to learn more. It's totally free right now. Totally free for the next 7 days. The inner circle, become a member, check it out. Look at the amazing value that we have there for you. And I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. And until next time, boom.